Welcome again to the next video, number 8 in our series, War on Depression. As I stated before, the mother of all sickness is homesickness. Homesickness is the mother of depression or being on low energy moods. I explained before that depression is experiencing a lack of love. We all crave love. And when love is unavailable, we feel a bit lost, or we feel the longing to go home to love. Love is our essence while we are on a journey in a state of fear. When we suffer from a lack of love, it's because we tried so hard to get some love into our lives, expecting that all of our efforts to do something or be something or someone leads to the fulfillment of love. And because we often get disappointed, we start giving up our attempts and in the end end up in despair and depression and a mood of low energy and other symptoms of depression. Depression may be a form of deep regression, a regression to the time that we were children. As I stated before, we are dragged out of our IPS in a peace state. It's because of a trigger reminding us of something of the past, reminding us of something hurtful that has been stored in our inner program, our mind. And this trigger sets in motion a pre-programmed thought like I'm not good enough, thus setting in motion an emotion of pain. And since we want to avoid pain at all costs, we adapted a form of behavior or state of mind like apathy to cope with this pain. And we call them survival strategies, a strategy to deal with pain. In order to survive a moment of regression, reminding us of such a pain, we have to do something to get rid of this feeling or emotion. By doing something like fighting off the one that triggered us, but also by paralyzing it to a numb state of being, completely frozen and inactive. As I also stated before, the triggers have to do with something from our past, childhood past, and they all have to do with the pain of suffering from a lack of love. And the concept of love may be a bit vague to grasp and to get clarity about our triggers. So in this video, I'm going to dive into a thing called needs, which we often mistake for love. Or maybe fulfillment of our needs is experiencing a form of love. Let's find out. Okay, first I'm going to make another statement I live by in my theories. Every human being, you, me, everyone, is constantly very busy 24/7 with only one thing: to fulfill his or her needs, or, when they are fulfilled, to protect the fulfilled need against any threat from the outside. So again, all of our triggers, thoughts, feelings, emotions, behavior, worries, doubt, anxiety, stress, and depression evolve around fulfilling our needs. If we experience unfulfilled needs, we experience anger, sadness, and loneliness by being misunderstood. If we experience an unfulfilled need or threatened need, we feel the urge to react, to act, or to hide ourselves. So we behave in a certain way like we have programmed ourselves in the past. For instance, by adopting the behavior of pleasing. So in the past, during our childhoods, we have had experiences with the level of fulfillment of our needs. As children, we expected to find love in our surroundings, our homes, or our nests, as I like to call it. And this package of love consisted of what I call the universal needs of every child. Universal because this package of needs is the same for every child. And not being met in the fulfillment of these needs led to thoughts, feelings, and specific strategies and behavior to cope with the pain of unfulfilled needs. That's why I call them survival strategies, because not being met in the fulfillment of these needs feels like threatening for a child. Because they want fulfillment of their needs instantly, and for a child it feels like dying when needs are not met instantly. And since a child is too small to take care of its own needs, it expects its environment, parents, to take care of it. And if this does not happen, the child will feel hurt and threatened in his existence. So it will do all kinds of things to get their needs fulfilled. It will try to be a good child, hoping this might lead to fulfillment. And if it doesn't work, they may try to get the parents' attention with negative behavior. But they will always respond to the pain of not being seen, not being understood, not receiving the fulfillment they need so much to survive. And I'm not going to blame parents on this one. Parents in general do what they can with all their best intentions. But they are also adults with unhealed childhood trauma, passing their trauma on to their children, unaware of their pain and unfulfilled needs, thus passing their trauma on to their children. You. Let's see what we are talking about concerning the universal needs of every child. And the first group of needs is physical. As children, we need a certain amount of rest, and we need to be taken care of concerning hygiene, health, food, clothing, and relief from pain. And the younger you are, the more you need this fulfillment. And if this need is not met or not met in time, which is for a child now, it may lead to a denial of these needs or overcompensation of these needs in adult life. For instance, think about eating disorders like bulimia or anorexia. Second group, affection and intimacy. This is the need for physical contact and a loving approach, and being able to give this yourself as a child to your surroundings. Not meeting these needs during childhood may lead to overcompensating physical contact like nymphomania, or denying physical contact in adult life, becoming distant and rigid. Group number 3, clarity and continuation. This is the need for a predictable and stable environment in which the rules and guidelines are clear, and in which we feel certain that what is there today will also be there tomorrow. Like a peaceful relationship between parents gives you some reassurance that they will not split up easily, and therefore you have some guarantee of continuation for your nest, for your home. Safety is also part of this group, and a very important one. Feeling unsafe in your nest comes from not being able to experience a loving, caring, emotionally available environment. This one's safety resonates the most with our desire to feel loved. Hugs, loving, comforting when hurt, and being able to speak about your feelings and emotions bring a safe feeling. And when these needs are not met, it may lead to behavior in adult life like controlling, manipulating, deceiving, perfectionism, but also hoarding, the hunger for money and power, and materialism. All substitutes for experiencing a lack of safety during childhood leads to a behavior in an attempt to create a fake sense of safety in adult life. Group number 4. This one is about appreciation and recognition. Someone said once that the biggest craving in this world is the craving for appreciation. As a child, we need a positive response to our being and doing. We like to be appreciated, recognized, and validated in our self-worth as a response to our behavior. And when this need is not fulfilled, we will suffer from a lack of being undesired or not being good enough, a lack of self-value and self-worth. Group number 5. This is about the need for autonomy and development and feeling competent. We all need some freedom and space to develop ourselves as a child. We want to learn new things and we like to do things ourselves without any help. So we can experience some level of being skilled and capable of doing things ourselves, which is necessary to develop a certain level of independence. If we don't get the chance to develop these needs, it may lead to the fear of failing, not being able to take much initiative and not much development in taking care of ourselves as an adult, thus becoming codependent on a partner as a substitute for the parent that kept us significantly depending on their support, not giving us the space to develop ourselves. Number 6 and last. We all want to experience the thought and accompanying feelings that we are a good human being, whatever our definition of a good human being may be. This means we will always do our utmost to live up to the expectations that we think our environment, mainly parents, have of us. And if we cannot live up to their expectations, because the expectations are not entirely clear or not feasible, we may develop a sense of guilt, remorse, regret. And in the end, we will give up all of our attempts to live up to any expectation, rule, or guideline whatsoever. Everybody, especially children, needs some confirmation that they have done something nice, honest, and supportive. Every child needs some confirmation and validation that they can live up to the expectations they think their environment has of them. Environment being the parents or caretakers or teachers in the past, partners, family, or society in adult life. Not being able to live up to expectations may lead to giving up, may lead to symptoms we attach to depression or mental illness, being homesickness, the sickness of not feeling home during childhood because of unmet needs. And all your attempts to get them fulfilled, to make clear what you needed so much to feel loved, ended up in disappointment, frustration, anger, sadness, and loneliness by being misunderstood. Can you see the picture yet? Can you see where I'm going in this video in connection with the precious ones? Our children, our innocence, our love. Okay, let's move on to the next video. I salute you.